When the bowls of the wrath of Yah are poured out on the earth, on the wicked, on the blasphemers, those who oppose, those who will curse our Heavenly Father Yah. When the bowls of the wrath of Yah are poured out on them, it will be game over, meaning the nations would have fallen. Nevermore will the heathens arise. Hence, let Yah arise, let his enemies be scattered. This is what they do not teach you in CHURCH. This is what they hide from you, Christianity. They replace the one true Messiah, King Yahusha Amashiach, with the pagan idol, Jesus. Do your due diligence, do your research, and see that the meaning of Jesus is earth pig. However, the Son, King Yahusha, came in his Father's name, which his name means Yah is salvation. Yah is salvation. There are many that are going to choose the earth pig because that's their destiny, and they resemble the earth pig. It's only natural that a man resembles his Messiah. Hence, the so-called blacks resemble their so-called black Messiah. The word of Yah tells us that our one true Messiah has feet like fine brass burned in the furnace, his hair white and pure as wool. I'm not going to debate with you. The eternal Abba Yah is the one who called me and taught me of our one true Messiah, King Yahusha Amashiach. I'm not going to debate with you because I believe in the one true Yah. I believe when he said he would send his prophet, right? Deuteronomy 18, he's talking to Moses. I believe that he did send his prophet who resembles again a so-called black man, only more beautiful, only more fair, or you could say handsome. I believe when our King Yahusha Amashiach is reigning, that we shall look and the wicked shall be no more. I was having this thought that in the old covenant, even Yahuwah prophets had the power to slay, like physically slay the enemy. Like you take Elijah, very powerful prophet of Yah. When let's go there. That's in I believe 1 Kings 18 is what I'm speaking of. Okay. So when you had Ahab and his Jezebel whore had the children of Yasharal turn away from serving the one true Yah and was worshiping her darn idol Baal, which Baal means Lord. Okay. That's what that means. And it was a time where Yahuwah was not going to turn the people's heart back to him. So he sent Eliyahu, the Hebrew of Elijah, to go present himself to Ahab. And that's 1 Kings 18. And we know, we'll read from verse 17 of 1 Kings 18. And it came to be when Ahab saw Eliyahu that Ahab said to him, "Is that you, O disturber of Yasharal?" And he answered, "I have not disturbed Yasharal, but you and your father's house, in that you have forsaken the commands of Yahuwah, and you have followed the Baal. And now send and gather all Yasharal to me on Mount Carmel, the 450 prophets of Baal, and the 400 prophets of Asherah who eat at Jezebel's table. Ahab then sent for all the children of Yasharah and gathered the prophets on Mount Carmel. So those that are with Ahab and Jezebel, those are idolatrous prophets whom the children of Yah at this time was following. As I was reading the scripture, beloved, I was giving understanding. Jezebel and Ahab and those prophets are just like Christianity. Yah children, for a time, are given to eat at that table. But now, just like Yah sent Eliyahu to present himself to Ahab because he's turning his children's heart back to him, it's the same way Abba have me coming on here. His Hidayah speaking to you. Whenever Abba says speak, that's when I speak. And Eliyahu came to all the people, and this is Yasharah, and said, how long will you keep hopping between two opinions? If Yahuwah is king, follow him, and if Baal, follow him. But the people answered him not a word. It's the same thing, beloved. Many of you are halting between two opinions. Is it King Yahusha or is it Jesus Christ? Because they're not one and the same. Is it Yahuwah or is it Lord and God and Jesus? They're not one and the same. Man may say they are, but on your dollar bill, that in God we trust is not the Almighty Yah Tseba'Oth. That's the God of fortune, God. And Eliyahu said to the people, I alone am left a prophet of Yahuwah, but the prophets of Baal are 450 men. And you'll find that today. Let this be a word to you. If you are to say to yourself, but there are more Christians. Oh, there are more Hebrew Israelite camps. Beloved, don't be deceived. If the camps are glorifying themselves, even though they appear like many of them are breaking bread, beloved, humility is the key to pleasing Yahuwah, not self-exaltation, not glorying in the fact that we're Hebrew Israelites, not having a damn wicked demonic star of David. You see what I'm saying? Listen, not striving over the word, but giving place to the eternal Rock Akadesh. Now, let them give 2 bulls, and let them choose 1 bull for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on the wood, but light no fire. And I prepare the other bull, and shall lay it on the wood, but light no fire. And you shall call on the name of your mighty one, and I call on the name of Yahuwah. And the mighty one who answers by fire, he is king. So all the people answered and said, the word is good. And Eliyahu, this is Elijah in English, said to the prophets of Baal, choose 1 bull for yourselves and prepare it first, for you are many, and call on the name of your mighty one, but light no fire. So you see the test, beloved? You see the test? I have a song here I sang for my daughter as I was telling her about Eliyahu being taken up in chariots of fire. And then she's my little baby praise, who I was blessed to see her 10th birthday today, where we honored Yahuwah over at Wise Black Princess channel. Hallelujah, and show forth his glory and his praise. I was moved by the Ruach to sing this song, Chariots of Fire. Will they burn? Burn the enemy, right? So fire is what is being used here to prove who is Yahuwah. So they took the bull which was given them and prepared it and called on the name of Baal from morning even until noon, right? From prayer watch to prayer watch, saying, "O Baal, answer us." But there was no voice, and no one answered. And they leaped about the altar which they had made. And it came to be at noon that Eliyahu taunted them and said, "Cry aloud, for he is a mighty one. He is meditating, or he is busy, or he is on a journey." Or it could be that he is asleep and has to be awakened. And they cried aloud and cut themselves according to their ruling with knives and spears until the blood gushed out on them. These are things that the sorcerers do, those who practice necromancy do, those who practice soothsaying do, those who practice witchcraft and divination in the assemblies of Yah, saying that they are Hebrew, saying that they're born again, saying that they're converted, when some of them have not even repented of their sins or even got baptized. And it came to be, when midday was past, that they prophesied until the time of the evening offering. But there was no voice, and no one answered, and no one paying attention. So they're going from prayer watch to prayer watch to prayer watch, right? The time, it's the time of the evening offering. Then Eliyahu said to all the people, "Come closer to me." And all the people came closer to him. And he repaired the altar of Yahuwah that was broken down. And Eliyahu took 12 stones according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, to whom the word of Yahuwah had come, saying, "Yasharal is your name." And with the stones he built an altar in the name of Yahuwah. And he made a trench around the altar large enough to hold 2 sehim of seed. And he arranged the wood and cut the bull in pieces and laid it on the wood and said, "Fill 4 jars with water and pour it on the burnt offering and on the wood." Listen to that, beloved. 4 jars of water and pour it on the burnt offering and on the wood. So you know the offering was wet soaked and the wood was soaked. Then he said, "Do it a second time." And they did it a second time. And he said, "Do it a third time." And they did it a third time. And the water flowed around the altar, and he filled the trench with water too. So this offering plus the wood is soaked by water, not by fuel, not by oil, but by water. And the water flowed around the altar, and he filled the trench with water too. And it came to be at the time of bringing the offering that Eliyahu the prophet came near and said, "Yahuwah, father of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yasharal, let it be known today, you are Yahuwah in Yasharal, and I, your servant, have done all these matters by your word. Answer me, O Yahuwah, answer me, and let this people know that you are Yahuwah our Father, and you shall turn their hearts back to you again." Then the fire of Yahuwah fell and consumed the burnt offering, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and it licked up the water that was in the trench. And all the people saw and fell on their faces and bowed with me and said, "Yahuwah, He is King. Yahuwah, He is King." Or we can say, "Yahuwah, He is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent." Yahuwah, He is the Almighty. And Eliyahu said to them, Seize the prophets of Baal. Do what? Seize the prophets of Baal. Do not let one of them escape. So they seized them, and Eliyahu brought them down to the Wadi Kishon and slew them there. The river of Kishon. So you tell me that somehow Yahuwah Tseba'Oth in the old covenant, all of a sudden, because he sent King Yahusha HaMashiach, who died to redeem his children, all of a sudden, he went from being a just, righteous judge who destroyed the wicked prophets of the earth to being a passive, just loving Almighty who can look upon wickedness, look upon sin, look upon innocent blood being shed of his people, harvesting of their body parts to make another hybrid human live, harvesting of their melanin to make AI God that's going to destroy mankind? Are you telling me that somehow Yahweh gave Eliyahu power to slay the prophets of Jezebel the whore and Ahab that was turning his people away from him, and they were turned away for a season, so much so that that stinking Ahab had the nerve to say, Eliyahu, are you the one who troubles Yasharah? No! Christianity is the one who troubles black people. That damn Jesus Christ that you're calling on is the one troubling so-called black Negroes. And they know these things. But they teach you to do what? To love. How is it that they teach us to love in their churches, but they hate us? How is it they teach us to love in their churches, but they come on YouTube bearing testimony, and I'm sure they're monetized to bear testimony that in their churches they teach that blacks are less than, and somehow they are gods and they're born of gods. But let me tell you, they are born of something not of this world, because the fallen angels are not of this world. Beloved, Yah is the same in the old covenant as he is in the new covenant. Man was given power to change times and laws. And as you can see, the tone in the old covenant is totally different from that in what they say is the New Testament. With this effeminate Jesus preaching this Christian gospel, preaching this Nimrodic doctrine that somehow Jesus is going to come and take wicked murderers to heaven. How can you go to heaven when you feed and have fed and have mocked the Creator by feeding his children to alligator? Tell me about that. How can you burn a black person on a cross that you claim your Messiah died to save you on? Tell me about that. When the Ahabs and the Jezebels of Christianity do these things, they're blaspheming the Almighty Yah Tseba'Oth. There is no pardon for blasphemers. They're mocking Yahuwah. They're saying that blacks come from monkey. No, blacks don't come from monkey. But I tell you where the pale skin come from. The pale skin come from the rebellious fallen Nephilim, whom in Enoch, Abba say, never have forgiveness. Now take that and weep. So don't tell me about no damn Jesus, no Christ. Don't tell me about no peace, 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 because it's a false peace. The only peace that's gonna be ushered in that last is when our one true Messiah, whom Christianity has took his name, made his name void out of the word of Yah, whom Christianity denies. Only when our one true Messiah, King Yahushua Mashiach, is reigning, there will be peace on earth and goodwill towards men. Bring me to that darn wicked holiday of Christmas, Christ Mass, when the whole world and Christians celebrate Christ Mass. When the true sheep who know Yahuwah and know King Yahusha have nothing to do with the world. Then you get to this damn Easter Sunday. Then you get to this Lent with them putting ash on people's forehead. The ash on the forehead is what? A prerequisite. It's showing you this is how they plan to do with the mark. The mark of the beast is the mark of Jesus, the mark of Tammuz, the mark of the cross. Woe be to the children of Yah who do not hearken to get up from among the Babylonians. Beloved, it's the Babylonians. Christianity is just a cover up. Okay? It's Rome, as in the Roman Empire. It is Rome, as in Rome, who killed the children of Yah, who laid Jerusalem to waste. That even Edom, the twin brother of our forefather Jacob, said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. It's Rome that is behind the death of the so-called black man. It is Rome. And with Rome, you have Edom mixed in with them. But do not be discouraged, beloved. Our Yahuwah says, after we have suffered a little while, he promised, beloved, that when we overcome, that he will bless us. He will gift us with the crown of life. Beloved, know that Yah is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Know that Eliyahu operated in the power of the eternal Ruach Geburah, the Ruach Yahuwah, one and the same Ruach. No, then he had a physical sword where what? He would slay the blasphemers with it. Today, Yah children has a sword. It's called the double-edged sword of the Ruach. It's a part of the full armor of Yah. So listen, if the Hebrew Israelite that you're listening to is not boldly swinging the double-edged sword of the Ruach, if the Hebrew Israelite that you're listening to is getting you to walk down another path, you better start swinging that sword. You better start swinging that sword against the like of watchman, so-called Yahoo, and his Jezebel, demonic witch Deborah, waxing old in their wickedness. But Yah Tseba'Oth, it won't be much longer. It won't be much longer, because Babylon is fallen, Do you watch the news, beloved? I have to watch the news because Yahuwah bid me to watch the news. Because when you read the word, and Abba has gifted you his wisdom, and he has given you the gift of knowledge and the gift of understanding by his Ruach Akma, his beautiful wisdom, you can line up the events that are being made manifest in the earth with thus says Yahuwah. So when you see the event, you're able to say, that is what Yahuwah had taught me. When you look at the news, there is a lot of talk. Trump is called like the peace president. There's a lot of talk about peace, peace, peace. And what does the one true Messiah say? When they talk of peace and safety, what's going to come? What's going to come? When they say peace and safety, it's sudden destruction. So don't put your trust in man's peace. Put your trust in he who breathes life. Behold the nailed hand. This is our one true Yah who might testify, and our one true Messiah, King Yahusha HaMashiach. Beloved, I glorify not myself. I glory not in me. I am only mere flesh and blood. However, Abba Yah called me, and he called me and my children, and he anointed us with the power of his Ruach HaKodesh, and he commissioned me to speak, speak, speak. A few years back, Abba had me to work with Prince David, not understanding I was on assignment. And that wizard was trying to work all kind of witchcraft to lure me away, even using the word, singing me in his songs, because he saw that I had a love for the word and he would not be able to beguile me. And I thought for a season he was a brother, but I had things that were, cause you to doubt. But I also feared the Ruach, so I tried to guard my mind to not think anything of my brother at the time. No, he's not a brother. He's Satan, whom I stomp on, whom I bind with fetters of iron and chains of steel, and execute the highest judgment written against him, the lake of fire, singing the highest praise. Hallelujah. And that wicked had people that, there were people that came forward to bear testimony that he was not a righteous person, but they did it in such an aggressive way. I was defending him. And even then, when they did that, he ramped up his sorcery. However, Abba Yah kept me. And what stood out also was that when the Ruach said we would work together, and when he asked, like, how would we work together? And I said, well, we could start by keeping the prayer watch in the 3 a.m. Because I really thought he was a man of Yah. And as a man of Yah, he should have been watching at 3 a.m. And let me tell you, dude couldn't watch and pray to his own songs that he sang. That piqued my curiosity. Then he has this thing where he encouraged people to sing. And we were blessed to buy our first home. And we moved into our home. And I was singing. I sent a message to him and I said, the songs that I'm singing are songs of judgment. Hallelujah. The mouth of the wise speak wisdom, and his tongue talks of judgment. Judgment songs is what I was singing. Not the feel-good songs. Because if a man is wicked and you don't know, Yah sword is gonna be swung. And at the appointed time, Abba Yah will give you understanding. So for a season, Abba let me think that wicked was a brother. Because had I known that he wasn't a brother, I would have fled. I don't want nothing to do with the wicked. I want to be in the first resurrection. I want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. You were faithful with a little. Now here is much. I pray that you want that too. I pray that you fear Yah over man. I pray that you love Yah and receive his love over man's. So I'm here at the new house, praising along with this dude still. Then he had this woman that came on, and this woman turned out to where she actually blasphemed the Ruach HaKodesh, call herself Adassa. But she kept changing her channel name, because when you discover them and you go to swing on them, then they start changing their channel like a whore, like that Jezebel spirit. They can't be consistent. Like this channel has been Arise, oh yeah, right? From day one. Because Yah Tseba'Oth will arise and his enemies will be scattered. That's what was and is and will be. So this woman blasphemed the Ruach HaKodesh. Guys, if you know anything about the spirit of blasphemy, that's one sin that nobody cannot pray for that person for. That person never will be forgiven. And she did it on live broadcast. And this is Prince David, friend. That's how I met her. And when I went on his live that he did, and he was singing, we chat in the chat and people are singing with them, the Ruach gave me understanding. And as he's singing and she's chatting, I see that he is in agreement with her blasphemies. And I remember looking up at the heavens and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And I was on my knees. And I heard, order, shalom, swing the sword. What sword? The double-edged sword of the Ruach HaKodesh. The power Abba Yah has given me to speak, speak, speak. To be the light. To be the salt. So yeah, it was order. I got myself in order. I kept my shalom. And I did swing the sword. And I'm telling you, that dude tried to kill me through his witchcraft. Do you understand me? But Yah says what? Haha. Yah says what? Let Yah arise and let his enemies be scattered. Let all those who hate him flee 7 ways. And the angel of Yah driving them on. Like wax melt before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of Yah Tseba'Oth. If you were to go to my channel, or you are on my channel, forgive me here, and let's see, you could go to my shorts, and if you were to go to like popular, I don't know if you're able to search the popular, you'll see that one of my most popular shorts, or even few of my popular shorts, in the top few, as in the top ones, that these are judgments being executed against the wicked watchmen and Deborah Yah. If you were to go to my videos or go to my playlist, I have a playlist, Yah Judgment Against False Teachers. And let's see, this goes back to 2 years ago. Okay? I had a YouTube channel when I met Prince David. And because I used to play songs, and at one time when I thought we were to work together, I used to go live and playing his songs, not knowing that Yah had me on a mission to cut down that Ahab, like the rotten tree that he is. And what we say, cast them alive in the lake of fire. About them over Hebrew nation building. When I used to warn this next Hebrew that say she was a sister, but beloved, you have doubts about these people when they're not real. But I guarded my mind because, again, we can't just go blurting out any evil that we want. We have to test the spirits to see if they are indeed of Yah and allow Yah to reveal to you who are of him and who are of the synagogue of Satan. And your responsibility is, when Yah revealed these things to you, you do as he show you to do. What the Ruach said to me that morning when I saw those blasphemers were a posse, that they were an idolatrous crew that blaspheme and teach people coming out of the churches that are looking now to learn from other people that say they know Yahuwah and they know Yahweh and they know King Yahusha. They caused those people to blaspheme the eternal Ruach HaKodesh. So there are people walking around watching the likes of Prince David, watching them over Hebrew nation building with their witchcraft, full-blown witchcraft on YouTube Live. You have Watchmen and Deborah. Have you ever seen Deborah with her witch broom behind her? You need to look very closely, beloved, in the background of these people. You could go look at my videos. Look in the background of my videos. You'll see my affirmations that I talk about. And my affirmations is nothing glorifying self or man or anything that me and my kids could do. It's glorifying Yah. Pay attention. Listen to the Ruach HaKodesh. Because those that are Yahuwah's, Yahuwah will cause you to see those that are not his. Don't be like no darn Christian and talk about go to brother and listen, man. If the person is a Ahab and a Jezebel, and Yah have warned them, and now we come to the time of swinging the double-edged sword of the Ruach against them to cut them off. Quit with this Christian doctrine. Quit with it. Because the wicked cause the righteous to sin craftily. It's written in Enoch. Seduce the righteous away is what the enemy does. And he used his wicked seed that disguise themselves as angels of light. So like the word of Yah say in Revelation chapter 16. We're not going to read the whole thing. I want to remind you, it is written that the bowls of the wrath of Yah will be poured out on blasphemers, will be poured out on those who worship the beast, who have the mark of the beast. You know that it's an image they're going to worship. You do know that. It's an image of Jesus Christ. Hope you know that. It's AI image. There's no forgiveness for those who worship AI Jesus. None. None. There is no mistake in worshiping AI Jesus. The person who bow down to the AI image of Jesus, that is their cup. That is their lot. That is their fate. That is their destiny. And let me tell you, they don't care. Because in Revelation 16, when the wrath of Yah is being poured out upon them, what did the wicked do? And men were burned with great heat, and they blasphemed. What does that mean? Are you telling me these losers that are being judged? Are you telling me these same losers that murdered the children of Yah, that even when they are being plagued, that they're cursing our Maker? And you want to speak love to me? Come on now. It's either you have the double-edged sword of the rock to swing, or you don't. And if you're Yahuwah's, you will have it at the appointed time. So, Abba said to me before I came on that which he gave me to speak, I am to speak. I'm to fear no man. So this is what it is going forward. So you say, you were afraid? Well, Abba know our heart, beloved. There was something, I was executing judgment when I was closing this video where I recorded my daughter for today, because Abba blessed her to see her 10th birthday, having delivered her on August 22nd. And on Sunday, that's a special day for me, not a day of worship, but to remember Yahuwah for delivering me from a double brain aneurysm. So while I was recording, closing the day, we were executing judgment. And my daughter is 10, and she know how to swing the double-edged sword of the Ruach, because there's a short on here that I'm executing judgment against Jesus, where he's in shackles, right? AI made that image, right? Shackles, bound. And my daughter asked me to put that on. And we played that about 3 times. And as I'm executing the judgment, I say the false prophet, but I did not say the false prophet, the Pope. So Abba spoke to me, ever so gentle Abba speak to his children. And he let me know, fear no man. That which I am to speak, when I go to speak, speak. So that's what it looked like, beloved. They're going to curse Yahuwah. So what you think they're doing when they're killing these black babies? They're reviling Yahuwah. They're blaspheming Yahuwah. When they take our black women and they say, hey, you know what? I think it's best that you abort this baby. I don't think you could afford another child. I think it's best you abort your Moses. You see what I'm saying? I think it's best you abort the reward of Yahuwah. They're reviling Yahuwah, people, and they're causing our people to stumble. How many abortions does a woman need to have before she learn that it's best I abstain? You see, it's like a license to kill black babies. But woe be to those who partook in shedding innocent blood. So, beloved, if you're hearing this and you're so-called black princess, know Yahuwah love you. Know Yahuwah wants you to look to him and not to man. And on Wise Black Princess, right here on YouTube, I have a channel. Abba blessed me to speak life into his lost princesses. Wise words for the Black Princess soul at Wise Black Princess. I invite you to come over and subscribe. And if you're a brother, if you're a son of Yakub, you have a wife, a daughter, have them to come over. And that's where, I share more on the more so personal mom business side of things. Motivate, inspire, and talk about money to help our black women. Beloved, children are a heritage of Yahuwah. The fruit of the womb is his reward. Do not join Satan in killing your Moses, your Moshes, your Eliyahus. That child could be the one who would come and slay a Jezebel, slay a damn Ahab that would want to kill all Yasharah in this country, in this nation, in this America. Beloved, King Yahushua Mashiach will come to redeem us. That is the hope we have. Fear not he who could kill the body but cannot destroy the soul in the lake of fire. Beloved, we're not called to fit in. We're called to be set apart because Yah, our Father, is set apart. Beloved, we must be set apart from the wicked. Because if you were to read Revelation 16, you'll see the judgment of the wicked. Go read it and make your mind up and say, would I want to be in this judgment? Or would I want to be in Revelation 21 in New Jerusalem? Make a choice, beloved. For Yahweh knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked shall come to nothing. Depart from me, all you workers of wickedness, for Yahweh has heard the voice of my weeping. You have rebuked the heathens, you have destroyed the wicked, you have wiped out their name forever and ever. Beloved, this is the psalm. You hear me? This is the psalm. Yahuwah has made himself known. He has done right ruling. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Meditation. Selah. Psalm 9, I'm reading these verses from. The wicked return to the grave, all the Gentiles that forget Yah Tseba'Oth. This is the day that Yah Tseba'Oth has made, and we will rejoice, Yahshua, and we will be glad in it because of a truth our Melchizedek, King Yahushua Mashiach, who resembles his so-called brethren, come to deliver his people and to judge the wicked and make war against the wicked in righteousness. Yahuwah, love shalom to the righteous. Shalom, shalom. Hallelujah.